Yo, what is up guys, I'm with a brand new video. Today guys, we're going to do something really cool. We are waterproofing the differentials and fixing the one issue that I've been having with the differentials. The issue that I've been having is that the little plastic outdrives that hook the wheel onto the axle, they're basically just press fitted on there. There's some grooves on the metal axle, and that's been slipping really badly once I'm getting in tight jams and stuff like that. So it's not, that's been having an issue that I've been having. I can't pull the wheels. If the wheels get locked up somewhere in between rocks, it can't pull itself out. So we're gonna fix that issue with super glue, and we're also gonna be waterproofing the axles from any mud or water with some grease. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that because with just the grease that comes in the bag is great if you're just gonna be doing just not mudding or anything like that. But I want to go mudding with my truck, so that's what we're gonna be doing. Just gotta put some grease in there. So yeah, not big issues, nothing a little bit of super glue and grease can't fix. But I'm gonna show you guys how to do it and how to do it right. And yeah guys, can't wait for this video to start. Let's get it started. Alright guys, so I've already completed the rear end. I already sealed it up, waterproofed it with some this grease right here. Doesn't really say waterproof grease. Disc brake, wheel bearings, chassis, suspension, universal joints, just basically car stuff for bushings and stuff like that. So I mean, if it's working on a car, it's gonna be fine on here. I mean, it doesn't say waterproof, but it's probably waterproof enough. So basically, you just want to get your gloves and you just want to cover this all up. I'm doing the front end, and I'm gonna record this because the front end is a little bit more difficult because there's more steering components and stuff like that, but it's still pretty straightforward. If you put the kit together, then you know how this all goes together. But yeah, we're just gonna get this done. I'm going to remove all the 4 links and the suspension off the axle, as well as the steering linkage from the top, and then we should be able to take apart the rest of the axle. Alright guys, so now we're just able to get everything apart, flip it over, and now we should have access to the truss right here that has all the links in the suspension, hooks up to 4 screws. Then it should be able to take 4 screws off the front, and the whole thing should just come right off. And yeah, so yeah, we're gonna go do that, and then we're gonna apply the grease, and then we're going to, well no, first off we gotta super glue. You gotta pop these caps off and super glue them on, and also and then we'll put the grease on. So yeah, I'll show you guys how I do that. Alright guys, so we got everything off. Should be able to just pull on this, on the cup, and there we go. Yeah, just you pull on it, it pops right out. There's the insides. It looks a lot better in here than it did in the other one. But here, I just got a little grease on me, but here, let me set this down. It looks pretty good. Everything's fine, but we're just going to, yeah, these outdrives are slipping, so I have to seal those up, glue those up, and then we're gonna seal this all because it is a little, the grease is a little bit watery because water did get in here. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, let's just take this apart and show you guys how I'm gonna do it. Okay guys, so I popped the first one out. It was a lot easier than the rear end of the other one. With the rear end, what I did is I just screwed on the rims back onto the thing, so I had a little bit more, I was able to grip it a little bit better and get a better grip on to pull those off. But these just kind of popped right off. I have one of them popped off, and what we're going to do is I have a little brush with super glue, and this stuff is really strong. It makes just we're just gonna pop a little bit into the hole, just like this. So pop that back in there, and then just pop that back in there. Boom. Now we just gotta let it dry. Alright guys, so I got the other one off. I had to put it in a vise to get this one off. I did not damage the rod any bit. It was just a little bit. You can feel it a little bit, but that's nothing to worry about. I'm just gonna do the same thing to the other side. Yes, I do have a glove on because I'm doing the grease soon. Yeah, basically just get it in that hole. And if you even want to, you can get a little bit on the axle. But you really, most importantly, just want to get a couple drops in the hole. Just because if you get on the axle, just push it right out. So, yeah. I learned that the hard way. Man, that stuff is strong. Just the smell of it. But we're just gonna try to line this up. It's okay if it's not. Just gotta pop that on there. And twist and.
Wait, they're leaving in like 5 minutes. You don't want to like hang out? 5 more minutes?
I was making in the middle of making a video. Okay, guys, so I got all the mud out of them, so now they're nice and clean. Got my glove on. I have my grease right here. You don't need a lot. You just need a little bit. Like, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a little bit on your finger, and you just basically want to pack it in there. So, just kind of want to get it all in there. Get a little more. That's a little too much, but you know, just kind of wipe it all in there. Get it all in here, especially. That's what the gear's gonna be riding. Basically, you just want to pack the whole thing in. You can't put too much, just be careful about that. And you don't want to get it all out here. You kind of want to wipe this off. You don't want to get it over here. You don't want to expose it because then it attracts dirt. If you want to use something on the outside, like where the like these parts right here, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can use what's like graphite or something like that, like a graphite-based lubricator, because that does not attract dirt. WD-40 will attract dirt and sand, and that's worse than having something that's dry. So yeah, that's done. And yes, I do have a paper towel over here. When we're done, when we put it all together, then we will wipe it down. Same thing with this one. Just get it all in there, right in the cracks and wherever the axle is going to be sitting. And you don't need this if you're just going to be going in a dry, in like dry climates. Not climates, but if you're not going to go mudding or in the water or stuff like that, you don't need to do this. But if you are, then I recommend that you do. It's going to protect everything as well. You just basically make it waterproof. So yeah, and then also, so basically you're going to be waterproof up to your motor. You're like, so that's what it's going to be like. So it's going to be perfect for when I drive. So yeah, that's probably pretty good. So now what we're going to do is try not to get any grease on the whole thing because it's going to be hard. It's going to be annoying. Try not to get dirty here. We're just going to position our bushings. And also when you're doing the super glue, make sure that you wipe off any excess coming on the shaft that's like it's like right here and stuff like that, because if you do leave it on there and it does dry, you can't put the bushings there, and then you're pretty much screwed basically. So you have to sand it down or whatever. So make sure you just wipe off any excess super glue and stuff. So now we have that nice and seated. I'm going to pop the other side on as well. And it does get pretty messy, so yeah. But yeah, we got that nice on and everything like that. Now we're just going to take a little bit of grease and run it along the gears. You know, to really just get it all in there. That's the most important part, because if you get those rusty, then you're going to have an issue. Just get that all, pack that in there. Yeah, usually, like, on my low C LST, I wouldn't be doing this to any of the gears, but if you want to go in the water and stuff, I recommend that you do this. And also, it's also good to get it around this part right here, because that will provide a good seal, because there's no gasket or anything like right there. So yeah, that is good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that it's oriented right, and then we're going to take our little cup right here and place it on, just to hold this thing together. Oh wait, hold on, before we do that, I almost forgot. We gotta put the steering assembly back in. So, it goes in this orientation. Okay, so I just completely forgot, thank God. Yeah, I always remember to do this first, because you can't get it on. So, yeah, this is gonna be a process. That's why I saved this part for later, because this is the hardest. So basically we're just gonna have to pop this on, place this down, and basically all we're doing is just putting on these drive cups. Sorry, I was doing that off camera, but we gotta get this on. There we go. And yes, when I am gonna wipe all this grease off. I'm sorry that I have it all on here, but oh well. I'm doing this off camera again. I'm sorry. This is a really difficult part. Just gotta get it in the hole. Come on, get in there. There we go. Okay. Alright. Hold on 1 second. That was my garage door. I have it open. So yeah, now we're gonna place, finally we get to place the this back on. That would have been terrible. If I did all that, put it all together and stuff. But now I got that all greasy, unfortunately, but I will clean that off with some brake clean and kind of get that off with some water or something. But come on. Just basically just gotta align everything. There we go. Alright, now everything is aligned. So now we will be able to place this on. Now that everything's covered in grease. Let me just find the holes. There we go. So now that is covered on, and so yeah. Now we're gonna put it on the truck. We're gonna get the other the drive cup on the truck right here, and then I'll clean this all up, and then I'll do the rest of it. Okay guys, so I just got the axle flipped right now, and we're just gonna install this piece right here. Let me just put the cap on the grease because I don't want to get that. I cleaned that all up with the paper towel. Came off pretty easily. Got the most part off of it. Every 5 minutes that happens. But yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, I'm just going to attach this now with the screw gun. No, I'm not going to do it with the screw gun. These are pretty easy to strip. But yeah. Basically, we're just going to screw that on there. At least get it started. We're just going to snug these down. You don't have to go too tight. Once you strip this out once, you can't, that's pretty much just done. So after that, so basically we're just going to start it with this, and then we're going to, it's just a little easier to start it with the screwdriver. Because the gun, that happens a lot. Yeah, but after we do this, oh, and also, when you are tightening your pumpkin and all this onto here, I recommend that you do it in a crisscross pattern just so that it's tightened evenly. You know, yet again, you have to go like snug, but pretty snug, but not too tight. Yeah, you just gotta go pretty, not too tight, but tight enough. Because it's, after all, it's plastic, it's not gonna back out on you. And also, if you're wondering, this does take the second longest screw. The longest screws go to the this piece right here that attaches everything together. Yeah, so basically we're just going to. Oh, and also a quick tip on the rear end. You guys notice how, like, if you have one of these, that the rear end, these two pieces don't line up, and there is a big gap. You just take I have two black zip ties, actually. Hold on. I have one over here, just this size right here. Take black zip ties, it matches with the color, and you just zip tie around these points. You go pretty tight, but yeah, and then also, it's pretty stealth because I haven't pointed up. And it's a slip-on fit. You can slip them all right off, but that holds everything together, keeps that gap nice and closed, which will help for sand not getting in. The front end, you can't really do anything about it, but it's not as bad as the rear end, so you don't have to worry about it as much. So yeah, I'll just flip the car around so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna put these last two screw-ins, and then we're gonna put the links on, and then it should be done. yeah, guys, so as you can now see, I could probably go through a little bit more deeper water, but I don't want to risk my electronics getting wet, but it goes pretty deep. It goes all the way to the bumper, and I'm not having any issues now. The tires are not slipping on the rocks or anything like that. No tire slip. The only thing I did run into is that I did lose about 10% power because of just stuffing those axles full of grease. But I was able to turn up the trim on my throttle duration 10% more, and I was able to gain that power back, and the motor isn't getting hot, so not a big deal. Maybe it's just I didn't have this motor running at 100% in the first place, but yeah, now that I have this motor dialed in a little bit better, running great. And as I drive it more, the grease should thin up a little bit, and then it should drive fine. Yeah, just that's only one thing that you'll be looking for, that you have an issue with, is that you will lose a little bit of power. But if you do have an upgraded motor, then you'll be fine. This motor's fine for me, but that's just one of those risks that you have to take if you're gonna go mudding with this car. But yeah, as you can see, ran great, right through the mud, no problem. That's even some really loose stuff right there. But yeah, guys, thanks you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.